So I'm gonna play you guys the clip and the interaction between Plaqueboymax and Fivio and his reaction to it.
I went on the stream with Plaqueboymax and I just say that he wasn't lit, but he wasn't as lit
as those at that time.
Right. So it's not the streamer that's lit. They like the platform. So it's what happens on the platform that people like the platform. People don't really like the individuals.
But look how fast that moment went super viral. You was able to take control of that moment, make it work in your favor, take whatever went, turn it positive in your favor, come back out, went viral with the record. But that's what I'm talking about. How
it's way too early to react to it.
If that's the case, oh my God, bro.
Brain dead.
Why are you asking me to do a song?
Yo, tell me what's the word. Yo, tell me what's the word. Let's go viral, gang. Let me come on your stream and make a first day home song. Clown.
Why? That don't make no sense. What's wrong with you?
So here, because he didn't respond back to the message.
He aired him out completely. He's like, yo, let me make a first day home song. Now, first of all, not Plaqueboymax, Maxi, Fivio is the first rapper I've ever seen that got locked up, came out, and nobody knew that either of them happened. I didn't see a single. You could go on Twitter and search hashtag Fivio, and for the entire duration that he was locked up, there is not a single tweet associated with that. That is not just scary, that is haunting. Nobody's even saying, oh, where is a Fivio? So if you are able to disappear, nobody's wondering where you are, and you're locked up, and nobody is saying free you, what does that tell you? And him talking about like, oh, nah, people love the platform. Do people love you, or do they love the song that they associate with you? And what's the last song that they associate with you? I don't know, off the grid. The last bar that I remember from Fivio is I'm the real Plaqueboymax. And then he proceeded to get locked up. So the real Plaqueboymax, can you please stand up? He's the only one standing up outside in the free world. So we don't even know why. Oh no, yeah, Fivio apparently had threatened some lady. I think it was like T, that long T word that they associate with people that cover their heads and things like that.
Hey.
You know, not Saddam actually, like Osama and things like that. I don't even know if we could say that word on YouTube. But yeah, so threats like that. I think they said he pointed a blick at some lady or something, which what kind of nutball activity is that? And he went and sat down for a while, came out, didn't drop any music. People were like, wait, he was locked up? That all happened. And then he says, oh, Plaqueboymax was not that big back then. Are you tripping? He was huge when you went there. He was already gigantic.
Wasn't that big.
Now, he wasn't as big as he is right now, but he was huge. And the issue that he had with you, and this is the thing too, Plaqueboymax is still giving this guy grace because he's saying, yo, I mess with the dude. Now, hold on. If you mess with the dude, why didn't you reply to his text? That's what I'm saying, because he clearly texted you that before that interview came out, and you just aired him out, left him on scene, left him on red, or left him on delivered. I think it's more devious to leave somebody on delivered personally. So you just left him on red. You didn't tell him like, hey man, I don't know if we should do this right now. I'm really busy. We'll see you in a couple of months. I might not have time for that. But hey, maybe Max is not like a person that wants to give confrontation, and he's just like, you know what, I'm just not gonna reply to this because I don't have time for it right now. But he definitely read it and remembered it because he was able to pull it up instantly. So there, yeah, but he does mess with the dude if he had him on his stream, because I think he was saying that Lil TJ, he had Fivio on his stream, and that's when Lil TJ came. And Lil TJ came because Fivio had invited him, because Lil TJ was like, I didn't even know where I was going. And then the whole smoking incident happened. So you disrespected the guy, and you were talking about like people love the platform. No. You are completely wrong.
That's not
you
how
are
this
100,000 million
That is not how this shit works.
There are a subsection of viewers that maybe inflate, and not inflate in a negative way or in a bot way. They inflate the viewer count of a Plaqueboymax because they are interested in events and his collaboration with rappers, and they will watch that. But it's not just because of you. They might watch that for any rapper that's popping, and they want to see the interaction between the rapper and the streamer. But Plaqueboymax by himself, no, people are fans of him. How do you think he grew the platform? He didn't grow it off the back of rappers. He grew it off of the back of his personality, him reacting to stuff, him entertaining his chat.
You gotta remember, Fivio is a goofy drill rapper who signed a 360 deal to get out the trenches, bro. Who signed the shitty deal to get out the trenches. I would never forget the story he was talking about his deal and how he was broke and all this shit, bro. Like, I don't care. Niggas would be like, well, you broke. I got more money than you, yeah. But the niggas you trying to pop it on is running laps around you. running laps around you, bro. And I'm gonna be in that position very soon. Till we got real ownership. Everything we do off the bat with us, we can run our own music in the booths. Come on, bro. Mac started from his room. Now he got the labels chasing him. And that's just who out of Kaisenet and Plaqueboymax, they had to get bought and sold out because they had so much energy. The stream should have so much energy, bro. You know how many other niggas independently doing their thing and they not on the Kaisenet Plaqueboymax level and they could still bring attention to new artists and do things and got their own communities, and whether it's niggas that make the girl content or niggas that do the motivation, it don't matter.
Is like most streamer relationships are parasocial. It's not really based on, I won't say it's not really based on content because that's denigrating streamers, and I've always said streamers have a harder job and it is harder to be a streamer than a YouTuber. I have always said this,
sure,
but I think for YouTube it's more so people can be fans of the content and not like the person, maybe even hate the person, but but they're just like, yo, I mess with the content though, so I gotta keep watching it. How many people are like that with Vlad? They do not like Vlad. They may even hate Vlad.
I don't watch Vlad
like,
no more.
This interview
it was
is
like
hitting.
that.
So I gotta watch it. And Vlad is conducting the interview as well. So with Plaqueboymax, that's not the case. They're just, or streamers in general, they're good at building these parasocial connections. So for people to have a parasocial relationship with the person, they gotta mess with the person, not just whatever content they're generating. Yep. And that just goes to show, like when the guy's just sitting there on his desktop, he's got 20,000 plus people watching. So if you're saying people are just a fan of the platform, then Fivio Foreign, when you go live, you should have a ton of people watching you because they're fans of you, right? Or are they just fans of your music? That's another question you should ask yourself. And then a lot of people decided to grill Fivio for it. So yeah, I don't think this was a good way to handle the situation. I think he should have just said like, yeah, you know, it was a good opportunity. Especially knowing that you had asked him to hop on a stream with him. You should just say, yeah, you know, we're trying to do something again. That was an unfortunate circumstance. That it was like a misunderstanding, whatever the case may be.
Niggas can't humble themselves.
For you to have done that Plaqueboymax stream and then have pointed a blick at an innocent lady that lives in your same apartment complex and then do time and come out and still have not learned anything, or that's a demonstration that you haven't learned anything because of the way you refer to Plaqueboymax. And I could see in his brain the gears were turning. There wasn't like WD-40 sprayed on those gears, so it was like a little bit of a creaking. He's like, and you could think he was like, wait, hold on, I don't want to say this in a way that's going to offend him if he sees it, but I do want to get my point across. And it just came out not so hot. Fivio Foreign, you cannot formulate these things on your own. You need somebody to do them for you, or you just need to keep it cordial and say like, yeah, it was a great opportunity. Hope we link up again. How hard is that to say? But I think it was around Jim Jones, and he's got respect for Jim Jones, so he feels like he's got to kind of play the too cool guy like Jim Jones likes to play. Because a later clip is when I'm just gonna play you guys the clip, man. This is so funny.
Can I just say my? All right, let me just say one thing. What I feel. I grew up with like Sosa, Gino. And I'm not saying that the man is whack and he's not a legend and he's been out for years. I got a song with him, and I got a song on the album got a Grammy. But
you talking about Gino Marley?
I can't sit there and say a Nas bar to you or a song. I like One Mic, or like a song that's like.
But I can.
It's just not.
Yeah. So, but I understand.
I'm out for presidents to represent me. I'm out for... What? I got so many songs going in my head right now. Taking in Blood, The Message. Bro, The Message, the beginning of The Message, that's where Real Diongo G and RMC Mike remixed Lucid Nightmares from. I had to go back and realize where that sample's from. I'm like, yo. You got so, bro, the whole, it was written. It's disrespectful. One love, one love, one love. It's halftime. You're garbage, bro. Don't ever talk about Nas again like that.
So
like,
that's what I want the people to know. Like, but I can't, because Nas was my era.
You come from Chief
Keef,
genocide.
Like, Nas was my era. Like I came up fucking with Nas. Like we knew, I know the Nas. You heard? But moving forward, I started a whole new era and a whole new genre and a generation of people that you did. But I just be doing me. But I'm just telling you how that was. So now that we on that type of shit, so who were some of your biggest influences as rappers coming up?
They're the same age.
Made you feel like you wanted to become a rapper? Who were some of the people that you wanted to dress like? Like let me hear some of that, because that's the essence of what makes a become a basketball player. What makes a nigga become like? Who was that for you?
I'm gonna keep it real. I was infatuated with Chief Keef in Chicago.
The Chief.
Wow.
So it was just like, it was crazy. I liked it. Meek Mills. Pain was crazy. I loved Dipset. Jim Jones, Joel Santana.
Thank you.
So here, Fivio talks about who he
should have
grew
started
up
with
on.
Dipset.
And
That's your era, bro.
35,
Chief
36 years old.
gang.
One of the funniest Vlad clips, which is why I also mentioned Vlad, is when he asked Fivio Foreign his age and he just started stuttering. Or like what year he was born. But I think too many people started grilling Fivio Foreign, talking about like, this guy's talking about he grew up on Chief Keef when he's 35 years old. Well, Chief Keef is 30 years old. And when Chief Keef got on, he was 16. So for Fivio Foreign to be listening to Chief Keef when he was 21, it's not...
And you gotta think about this. Like, he probably really started getting on Chief. He probably was on him when he first came out, but he probably was really getting hip to him like when Chief Keef was like 16, 17, 18. So that means Fivio was my age, 23, 24, 25. Bang, 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 bang. And you know he was outside on the block mimicking everything he was seeing on the videos. Yo, we outside, I'm with the gang. Goodbye, boom. Yo, this shit, bro. New York lost its sauce. Chicago lost its sauce. Oakland lost its sauce. Philly lost its sauce. Drill rap has bioengineered everything and took over every original culture and every original part of the land and destroyed the world. And it's Luciferians in the hood. They cloned Young Pharaoh, man. He was talking to us all. He was telling us all this shit, bro.
Outside the norm, really, because what standard are you trying to set? That a person should only listen to rappers that are their age or older? And he grew up in the 90s. I would say, realistically, I'm significantly younger than Fivio Foreign, and I wouldn't say that I grew up on Chief Keef. Like, Chief Keef was huge while I was like young, but I would more so say I grew up on Wayne and hell, Wayne, Jay, Yeezy, and DMX.
We all
and
did
Kid
at
Cudi,
first.
and who else? I would say I grew up on those before I say I grew up on Chief Keef. And I'm a lot younger than Fivio.
I didn't listen to Chief
Foreign.
Keef when I was
so
a kid,
Fivio
bro.
Foreign, I think he's just saying that that's who had the most impact on him as well. Like, he's like, he didn't really know too much now.
That says
which
a
is
lot.
Understandable. I don't think he should get grilled too much for that. Dipset, it makes sense. Like, Dipset, they had the fashion. I feel like, especially in New York, especially in certain neighborhoods in New York, if you weren't fly, and Nas was not associated with being fly to the younger gen, like let's say somebody born in 1990, then you weren't looked at in the same way as somebody that was. Especially think about the 2000s. You had Rockaware, you had what else did you have? You had G Unit, you had all of these brands and this fashion, this intersection that was going on with fashion and hip hop, and people had their own brands. So realistically, and they had good music too. So people with good music had all these brands. So it was like this whole lifestyle that was going on. So it makes sense why maybe he wouldn't pay attention to Nas. I wouldn't say I grew up on Nas, but I knew Nas songs. I knew Nas for sure. And when you look at Fivio Foreign,
because you ain't real hip hop, you a fan from the outside, bro. See, my dad was born in New York, even though he moved to South Carolina and shit. My dad's side of family from New York, so it's like, and my dad, when he left South Carolina in the 80s to go to the army and shit, after he was in the army, he went back home to South Carolina like late 80s. That nigga went to Philly. That nigga was in Philly in the early 90s. My dad, that nigga said he got robbed like 3 times. Nigga in the snow, breaking your ass off for $40. Like, god damn. But, and I bet. Now I think about it, my pop's crazy. That nigga was in Philly in the 90s. That shit was busting. I be forgetting about them stories you told me, but nigga, I grew up on Killer Army, Wu-Tang, Even I just figured out some shit about RZA. Nigga, RZA bro. RZA go the other way, bro. RZA be doing rituals and all type of shit. That shit broke my heart when I heard that shit. I mean, I knew Wu-Tang sold out because they killed ODB, but I'm like, damn. When you really, like, when they get confirmed, it'd be like, damn. This rap industry, this rap game fucked up, boy. Everything we thought was real is a lie. Catch Up Glizzy merch is out now, man. I got the white colors coming soon, but so far we got the black Tap Man. We got medium, small, large. Lock in, man. $45 a shirt. Email